Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching this in the world, guys. I hope you're doing okay. So this video has been sent over to me multiple times since it came out, and I think it only came out yesterday or the day before, and it's from Moonsault Slayer. And I was asked for my opinion. It was a topic of conversation in the group chats, and so I'm going to give you my opinion. Now, before we go on with the video, there's two things I want to explain for anybody that's new watching here. This is not a news channel. This is more of an opinion-based channel, so a lot of it is going to be subjective. It's not going to be what should happen or what the objective truth is. It's going to be from my perspective, and you may agree or you may disagree with it. So there might be some objectivity in this video, but a lot of it is just going to be from my perspective. So just letting you know that before we go forward with this. Also, one other thing I want to let you guys know is that obviously I'm very grateful for all of the interaction my videos have been getting recently. I'm very grateful for all of the subscribers, and so to give back, I'm going to be doing this little thing in each video I upload for the foreseeable future. What it is basically is I have a lot of game passes in my bedroom. So the Xbox Game Pass or the PC Game Pass, I have so many codes to give out, and I don't use Xbox, or I don't really even play on the PC, so I have a lot of these game passes to give out. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be hiding the codes in these videos. Now, I'm not going to tell you how many codes are in the videos going forward, except for today. There are 3 codes in this video. All of them work. They're not 1 month free trials. They are stackable codes. So if you are lucky enough to be the individual that gets all 3 of them, then you'll get 3 months free. So after this video, I won't tell you how many codes are in a video. There might be 1, there might be 4, who knows. I will let you know when I've eventually run out of giving them, so you're not looking mindlessly. But just so you guys know, they will be scattered around this video, so hope you find them. If you don't, then better luck next time. Anyways, guys, let's move on with the video. So the topic of this video is going to be surrounding racism and the customization issue that we're facing in Tekken, if it even is an issue. And just to let you guys know a bit about myself before I talk about this topic, I'm half black. I'm half Ugandan, half Greek, and so this was put forward to me to get my opinion on it, because I guess the people that asked me thought that I might have a problem with it, or I might feel a certain type of way. Now, at the top of the Tekken leaderboards, there's a lot of people that are cheating, that are plugging, that are boosting, whatever, and they're at God of Destruction rank, and one of those players is a Panda player, and his name, as you can see on the screen right now, is I Hate N-word. I'm not going to say it just so I don't get demonetized, but you can see it there. And this is apparently not this guy's first rodeo. He has been on Street Fighter 6 under the same name. I think he's been in other fighting games under the same name, and so he has been around for a little while now. You can see here he's the Panda with the shades on. I believe I have run into this guy on a different game. It might have been Street Fighter 6, and I was working my way up to Masters with E Honda. I think it was him, I'm not too sure, but obviously it's causing a bit of stir on Twitter. It's causing a bit of a stir on Reddit, and there's a lot of people that are quite upset about it, that have seen it and it has triggered them. And so I'm going to give you my opinion, being half black and obviously growing up and hearing this word either used as a way to be endearing towards me, because, you know, black to black, they might say it in a way to say yo bro, or using it as a derogatory way. It's been used in both ways towards me. This was discovered during Black History Month, or so I think it was, and so I think it's touched more of a nerve with people. People are tagging Harada, and, you know, it's turned into a bit of a thing online. They've asked him to address it. I don't know if Harada's going to address it. I don't know what they're going to do going forward, but you can even see there my boy LJ Lucian, one of my personal friends. I think he's tagged Moonsault Slayer there. There's another player here where they've just changed the I to an L, so it still says the N word basically. And so before we get on to customization and what the issue is surrounding that, I'll give my opinion on this. For everyone that was asking me, how do I feel about this? How do I feel when I encounter players that are using the N word in their name? How do I feel about players that are saying they're N word killers? You want me to be honest with you guys? I don't care. I'm gonna keep it 100 of you. I don't care. It really doesn't bother me. Sticks and stones. I don't know how long you guys have been subscribed to my YouTube channel. I don't know if you guys are subscribed to my other YouTube channel, but if you are, then you probably know that words don't really bother me like this. The only time I would get offended by something like this is if someone literally walked up to me in person, started pointing in my face and saying N-word this and N-word that. If it's a name online, do I care? Am I going to tag Harada in it? Probably not. And you're probably wondering, why, Mike? You're half black. Why have you not taken issue of this? Well, I've been on the internet for a minute. There's much bigger problems than this. And there's bigger problems than this on Tekken that I think need addressing before something like this. Now, objectively, should they have those names? I don't know. Probably not. You know, it's probably not a good idea to have those names. I can imagine if they wrote something about Jewish people or Muslims or the LGBT community, people would kick up a fuss as well. And I don't know how quick the action would be. I don't know if it would differ from race to religion or sexual orientation or gender or whatever. I don't know how these companies look at it. But because I've been on the internet for a while, and because I was around in the Call of Duty era, the Xbox era, because I've been there, back in the day at the arcades, I've grown up around people saying nasty things and bantering in that way as well. And I think maybe I've become desensitized to it. It doesn't bother me when I see these things. I mean, if you guys go on Instagram, I don't know what the hell is going on with Instagram these days, but the comment section on Instagram is just a dumpster fire of degeneracy. And Instagram just recommends all kinds of crazy reels to me. There was a time where it was nothing but Instagram thoughts. Like, they were just running rampant. I couldn't get away from them. I'd even say to my friends, yo, like, I'm not even clicking on these videos. Why are they popping up? Now it's changed. Now I'm getting sent videos, or I'll be scrolling through my Instagram reel, and it's just people being killed. Like, people being killed. Day 100 of someone being killed on Instagram. It's non-stop, and I just do not understand what's going on. And then you go into the comment section of these videos and you just see the most obscene things that don't even make sense, things that are not even in relation to the video. I remember I left a comment on a video and they must have seen my profile picture, and then it was like N-word this, N-word that, N-word this. Now, just because I'm desensitized to it doesn't mean it's okay. It's just that if you're asking for me personally how I feel about it, how I react when I see it, I don't care. I really, really don't care. There's been so many situations in my life, in real life, where I've had to deal with like racist issues or aggressive issues, that when I see stuff online like this, it doesn't bother me. I'm not going to be one of the people that's going online to tag Harada. I don't care enough. And that's just my honest opinion. I don't think that people should be racist. I think it's different when you're bantering. They're just making a name. It's obviously going to wind people up, and I get why it's winding people up, but I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I've been called much, much worse as a mixed race individual, both by black people and by white people. I've had the N-word hurled at me from white people, and I've been told by black people that I'm not black enough to speak about certain things. So I've had things from both sides. So when I see things like this and you ask for my opinion, it's whatever. Moving on to the customization issue, one of the issues that people are having with it now is that because the customization in Tekken 8 is so robust, it gives you so many options of things that you can do to the characters. You're obviously seeing some questionable designs popping up. Now, the one in this video that I've pulled from Moonsault Slayer's video is regarding the how do we say without getting in trouble at YouTube, the prehistoric German attire of a not so great time. And people have taken issue with it, obviously because they're dressing the characters up like this, and they've also got the I hate N-words in their names. I think Moonsault Slayer actually came across a player like this, and I think they took issue with it. And it's not to say that I'm not looking at it like, yo, that's a bit crazy, but I don't think I care enough to make a whole big deal about it. Obviously, I share my opinion about it just to let you guys know where I stand. But I think the main thing here for me, and the main reason why I would say that this is not a big deal and that people should kind of just let it go, is that I have seen customization on games like Tekken 8 that have been very robust and allowed people to do certain things. And I've seen a lot of hypocrisy from people. So I'll explain to you what I mean. Looking at this image, you all know who that is, right? We all know who that is. If you've been in history lesson for 2 seconds, you know who that is. Been on the internet for a minute, you know who that is. And people have taken great issue with this particular design. Now, my issue with people taking issue with that is that what about all of the other tyrants that have existed through human history? See, this is the one that we learn about in school most of the time. But people like Genghis Khan, for example, have existed. People like Oda Nobunaga have existed. Even more recently, people like Idi Amin have existed. And these people have all committed heinous atrocities against their own people and many people around them. And my question to people is, you've seen those customizations, whether you've seen them on Tekken 8 or not. I know a lot of you have been in the FGC for a while. You've probably played the old Soul Calibur games, and so you've seen these customizations of these tyrants that have existed through human history, these war generals or these just, war criminals, basically. And the same sort of fuss is not kicked up. Now, I don't know if that's because of the passage of time. As time goes on, people tend to just be like, whatever. But I think that if we're going to call for bans on certain character customization like that one from the World War, I think that if you're going to hold that sentiment, you should probably hold it true for all things. Now, I can give you a minor history lesson. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to sound condescending. But me being half Greek, I know the history of the Spartans. And despite how they might paint them up in the media, the Spartans committed all sorts of heinous atrocities against man, woman, and child. And so, would you be upset if you saw a Spartan character? I spoke about Oda Nobunaga earlier. Oda Nobunaga, you see him depicted in animes a lot now. You see him depicted in video games like Devil Kings, for example, or some of you might know it as Sengoku Basara. And he's in Dynasty Warriors. Oda Nobunaga is a man, a samurai, that committed all sorts of atrocities. Are we going to kick up a fuss if we see customization on Oda Nobunaga? Probably not. And I think it's because of, one, ignorance, and two, I think as time goes on, people tend to care less and less. I think, obviously, World War II was not that long ago in comparison to some of these other things, and so it might still be a sensitive subject, but who's to say it's not a sensitive subject for other people that might have been related to these other individuals that inflicted all sorts of pain upon their villages or their towns or whatever it might be. So I don't care personally. When I come up across one like that, I'm like, are we gonna ban all customization of people that are designing characters after people that have done horrible things? Because if we are, then fine, do it for everybody. But if not, then what's the point in really singling one out? That's just the way I look at it. And the other thing is that you can't ask for a robust customization system and then also complain when that customization system allows you to do all sorts of craziness. Like, you have to pick a lane. Even with free speech, for example, when you advocate for free speech, you're advocating for some of the worst people to open their mouths and have their say, but that is one of the cons that comes from free speech. Now, there's consequences to the things you say, yes, but it doesn't change the fact that people can say them, people can incite certain things. So you kind of have to pick a lane, unfortunately. There's not really an in-between. Tekken has given us a pretty good customization feature, and back in the day, Soul Calibur gave us pretty good customization features. Even the WWE games, this Here Comes the Pain, SmackDown vs. Raw, they had very good customization options, and unfortunately, when you give people good options like that, you give them the ability to be completely expressive, and when you give people the ability to be completely expressive, you're going to get some things that make you look sideways. So we can't be going on Twitter all the time, or I mean, you can, it's your Twitter account, you can do whatever you want with it. I'm certainly not going to be going on Twitter all the time and saying, hey, someone made a customization of Genghis Khan and it's going to offend these people, and somebody made a rainbow character and it's going to offend these people, and somebody's got funny pronouns in their name and it's going to offend these people, and someone's made a Martin Luther King character and it's going to offend these. That's like, okay. How are we going to complain forever? This is what happens when you give people options. There's going to be some bad actors out there that use it to offend people. And the thing is, you have the right to be offended, and people have the right to offend. Now, Harada can spend his time banning all of these costumes and banning all of these names, but to be honest with you, I don't think you can really stop it. The only way you can really stop it is to actually place restrictions on the customization, but then that hurts the customization. So again, my stance on this is you have to pick a lane. Now, my lane, the lane that I've picked is, for example, I advocate for free speech, and I advocate in Tekken's case for complete openness with the customization. Let people do whatever they want, let it rock, because we're going to get a lot of wonderful things that come out of customization, but you kind of have to accept you're going to get some shitty things, and that's just the way it is. There's no real way to circumnavigate that. So that's my stance on it. As for the names and banning the names, I guess banning those will probably be a lot easier. I wouldn't really, again, kick up a fuss on Twitter personally, but I think it's much easier to get rid of names, especially when they're depicted on leaderboards. So I think that maybe you can do something like that, like if they're being sexist or racist or homophobic or transphobic or whatever it might be, whatever phobic tickles your fancy, I guess you can report those and those would be easier to outline. But the customization, that just seems like a losing battle as far as I'm concerned. I'd really love to know what you guys think. Obviously, as I said, the comment section is always open. I read all of your comments, whether I respond to them or not, so don't feel like if you come to my videos and there's a lot of comments you're not going to get read. I read them. Sometimes I'll respond back. If I'm busy, I might come back to it later on. I've still got to respond back to some comments on the previous videos, and we can just have a bit of banter, we can have a disagreement, you can tell me where you stand, you can say to me, Michael, this is an absolutely outrageous opinion as a black man. You can let me know whatever you think. I won't be deleting any comments. I know this is a very contentious subject for people, but I always speak openly here, and hopefully you guys can do the same in the comment section. If you ever do find your comment deleted in the comment section, it's probably YouTube, because I think they take issue with you writing certain crazy words in the comment section. So don't be blowing up my DM saying, why'd you delete my comment? It's not me, bro. Trust me. I ain't got no problem. And if you want to message me personally on Discord, again, you're more than welcome to. But hope you guys find those Game Pass codes scattered around the video, and we'll be back with another topic soon, guys. So take care, have a good day, and peace.